Hi, I'm Brita, the questioning quilter, and today I am going to show you the best way to make a pinwheel block. Now, I use pinwheels in so many of my disappearing designs that I thought it made sense to do a little bit of a deep dive into how to make this block. And stick around to the end because I'm going to show you how to open, pinwheel, spiral, whatever you call opening up this back seam to reduce bulk. And, oh, I have a brand new way of ripping seams. It is amazing. You don't want to miss it. Now, as we all know, the pinwheel starts with 4 half-square triangles. Now, there's plenty of videos that will tell you how to make half-square triangle blocks, so I'm just going to assume that your block is made, it's trimmed, and pressed to the dark. So the first thing we have to do, of course, is to sew 2 pieces together. Now, in order to make sure that all of my pinwheels go the same way, I make sure that these are lined up the same. See how they make this kind of tent shape here? Dark on the left, light on the right. And because I'm making multiple pinwheels, we just stack these all up. And I'll just put them all this way. And the mnemonic I have to keep it straight is light on the right. It rhymes. So I'm just going to take this whole stack over to the sewing machine. We're going to sew along here, and then I'll come back. So we sewed all the tents together. We have them all done. We'll set these aside. Now, just so you can see on the back, we sewed this seam. We pressed it to the dark. Now, with the 2 tents, we're just going to take the top one and we're going to rotate it 180 degrees around. And guess what? We have a pinwheel. Now, the trick with this is that instead of sewing all the way across like you might normally do, we are going to start in the center, sewing out to one edge, back to the center, and sew to the other edge. Let me show you. The first thing we have to do is get the seams all lined up. Notice the vertical seams are nested. The points are lined up. We're just going to give it a real quick pin here, and then we can take it over to the sewing machine. Now, notice here, we are going to put our needle just north of that intersection. This now locks the center in place, and we don't have to worry about that seam moving against itself. So we get the needle down, put down the presser feet, and we're going to sew to the end of that block. Once you have half of it sewn, turn it right side up so you can assess what's going on. If you notice here, the horizontal is perfect, but sometimes the vertical will be off a little bit. I wanted to show you this because it's so easy to correct when you turn it to the back side. So to take up that gap, we need to be just a little bit to the left of where the seam is now. We don't want to jump in the seam, so we're going to put the needle down exactly on the threads that were already there. Put your presser feet down, and now when you sew, just go a little bit to the left. You see, we're just looking at a few threads, and then continue on to the end of the block. Once that's done, turn it over and be impressed at what a beautiful job that you did. Here is the back of the seam. And normally you would either press it up or down, one or the other, but this leaves a lot of bulk in the center. So we're going to pinwheel, spin, fan, whatever you want to call it, this center seam. Let's zoom in. So notice if we push this seam up, you can see the vertical seam that's the bottom half of the block. We need to get rid of these threads that are north or above that horizontal line. Just use your old-fashioned seam ripper / thread picker to pull them out. When you fold it down, again, this is the top half of the block, and we have to get rid of those vertical threads. Don't worry, this isn't making the seam any less strong because all of these threads are in the seam allowance. So when you get them all picked out, or almost all picked out, you will then take the right, leave it up, and then take the left and pull it down. And when you do that, the center opens up to form this amazing little pinwheel. Pick out the last few threads and then press it flat. I promised you a brand new way of ripping seams, and here it is. Introducing the Rippy Rose. This patent-pending device was invented by my son and me, and you could say it's the cutting edge of seam ripper technology. Let me show you how it works. The magic of this device is the geometry of the petals. It's narrow at the top, fatter at the bottom, and this allows it to gently pull the 2 pieces of fabric apart and bring the seam to the blade. So to rip a seam, all you have to do is take one piece of fabric in each of the hands, get it started here. Make sure the seam is going straight up and down. And then by using both hands, you gently pull down and the seam practically unzips. Let me show you again. Here's where the magic of the geometry really does all of the work for you. You pull it down. Having two hands gives you super, super control. And, well, that's not all. Wait till you see this. So let's say you have an extra long piece of fabric that you need to unsew. Well, here's where the Rippy Rose really shines. We're just going to put it in between, get it started, and then there we go. Like magic, the fabric comes apart. Right now, the Rippy Rose is only available on my website, questioningquilter.com/shop. The link will be in the description below. It's a great way to support me and my channel, and I've got lots of beautiful colors. And in between times when you're not using the Rippy Rose, you can put it in here, and the base becomes a case. And now you can take it with you to workshops or retreats and amaze all of your friends. Now, finally, if you're going to be in the greater Philadelphia area September of 2025, you should stop by and see me. I am going to be at the Philadelphia National Quilt Extravaganza at the Philly Expo Center in the Oaks from September 11th to 14th, 2025. I hope that you stop by and say hi. Stay well and happy quilting.